Definitely not disappointed, Pyra. Power of Evil, what a game. I mean, that looked easy from the viewer's perspective. How was it for you?
Well, I think we got, in the first game, kind of lucky. We got both Barons, I think, and we credits to Kakao that he got the Infernal Dragon Steel, and then afterwards the Baron Steel. Besides that, we knew we have the scaling composition with Draven, and we got the kills on him. So Draven got insanely strong, and you could see that every time they started Baron, we just Draven ulted their carries, and they can't actually finish anymore because it was so incredible much damage.
Draven ult is GG from that game, yeah. It looked like. Power of Evil, the Baron plays from Misfits seemed significantly better than previous weeks. Is that something you guys have been working on?
Well, I think we all bought more pink wards than the last week, so I think we started selling our long swords and Doran's rings and stuff like this to buy more pink wards, and it just gives you so much more pressure onto the Baron. Like, they always need to face check, you can bait it way more easily, and it just helps a lot.
It definitely showed. It was a very good series. Now, Power of Evil, step back and look at both of the groups. Everybody out there at home is saying that Group B has stronger teams than Group A. Of course, you're in Group A. Do you think that's a true statement? And if not, why?
Well, I'm not sure. I think with Rocket and Giants maybe being a little bit more weaker in our group, we could actually say it. But I think they're both of these teams have like still potential to grow. So right now I would agree to it. But I think at the middle of the split, I think not anymore.
All right, we'll give it a few weeks. We'll take a look again. Congratulations again on the win. Looking forward to see the games. We can head over to the analyst desk to wrap up the series.
GG, dude. Thank you very much, Trevor. And I'd like to open up that question not just about Group A and Group B, but if we look at Splyce and some of the things we've seen in this series, the fact that they were not able to capitalize early. Last year, they fell behind early oftentimes, but they still managed to come back, work on that, and eventually end up second in the split. Have all the teams just become better than them, Memento?
Well, yeah. Honestly, like, Misfits has just like grown a lot faster, and they're a lot better than Splyce now. I don't know what happened to Splyce in Summer Split. They were really good. They were like excellent, and them staying together, and was like, oh my god, these guys are gonna be so good. You know, they're gonna improve a lot faster than everyone else. But they seem to hit like a stop. They can't like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I kind of echo the same sentiment. I'm increasingly disappointed with Splyce week on week now. I mean, that you see them take a game off Unicorns, who are sitting pretty at the top of their group, and then suddenly it just all falls apart against Misfits. Deficio talked a lot about some of the inexcusable mistakes in communication that were highlighted in this series, and thankfully they are fixable errors, but at the same time, every loss is a step back from a playoff berth or, you know, that potential semi-final bye that they would be expecting, considering how they played going into Worlds.
Definitely would be. You bring up some of those mistakes or errors. In the early game, we saw a similar thing. This time around, in game one, it was a swap. This one, it was a priority issue because here, they know that there's pressure top, so what should they do? This
was the play that Deficio was talking about. You see Orianna walk to top lane, and as soon as she shows, surely you make a play bot side here.
Yeah, you have to react to it. Like, there's no other play. But unfortunately, they don't have the vision control or anything to actually set up this play, but so unfortunately it didn't go that well. Yeah, and, they have to ulti the Zillion, of course, because they don't ulti the Zillion, Zillion just ultis the one the ulti, and then the whole play goes. You don't get anything.
Yeah, like, it just got delayed really heavily. Like, the Syncox gets caught on the way down to bot lane, and Power of Evil already is mid to push it back out. They delay for another 30 seconds, and suddenly Alphari can TP in. Doesn't matter that you put a play on top side. He just arrives.
But honestly, like, they should have made this play a lot earlier. They have the Shen level 6, just make the play a lot earlier. And when Mazahar is level 6, they win any 2v2 matchup. Like, the jungler Kha'Zix plus Mazahar, that's brutal. I don't want to face that in my jungle. Just walk together and actually get the vision down and make the play with the Shen.
Absolutely brutal. We do sound a little bit like negative Nancy's, but it is because we have come to expect more from Splyce, which were our #2 team in summer and made it all the way to Worlds. And that is why it is all the much so impressive that the Misfits come in here and have such an incredible record and now also beat Splyce. One thing we have to highlight, the jungle matchup, what we talked about in the beginning, Trashy up versus Kakao, and Kakao absolutely murdered him in this one.
Jesus. Complete domination from Kakao. Early game, mid game, late game, you name it. He was just walking up to Raptors. Memento, you were saying, like, that's just him saying, I can take anything here, smiting it in front of his face.
Kakao was out-pressuring Trashy. He was ganking more than Trashy, he was farming more than Trashy, he was doing everything more than Trashy. I don't want to sound negative, but Kakao did an excellent job, and this guy is something to look out for.
Very positive. Kakao killed it.
Yeah, Kakao looked great. Trashy, I am going to be negative again, I'm sorry, but where's the Trashy from summer where we had players on the desk in the very chair you're sitting in now where they were saying Trashy is one of the best junglers.
I'm going to challenge that, actually, because throughout the entire year we had stats proving that Splyce was not absolutely crushing it early, though they did work on that. And still in the beginning of the split now, Trashy was not ahead early, but still players said he was an amazing player. So does that, again, just mean that all of the competition has grown better?
Now, what it used to be was Trashy would look after his lanes very well, whether it was lane swaps or counter ganking. Trashy was always around, but he was never really doing anything. And now we've got to a point where junglers have to be active on the map. You're talking about making plays on the bot side. It's not enough to just be around anymore. You've actually got to get into the lanes, set up the plays, and get the rest of your team ahead. And he just hasn't been able to do it now, and we're 4 weeks in.
Definitely to work on something as a team for Splyce. So are we going to see both Misfits and Splyce in the top 4 at the end of the split?
I mean, definitely Misfits, they look extremely clean. Like, they look really good right now. Whatever they're doing, keep doing it, honestly.
I think they lose out, unfortunately, for Splyce. Misfits, yes. Splyce, right now, I don't see it. I think H2K Unicorns, Misfits, and G2 look too strong. They'll unseat Splyce.
Super stacked. It'll be very interesting to see how that evolves. And we also have one more match coming up tonight as Fnatic takes on Group B's Vitality. That is after the break. Don't go anywhere.
And they bring Senkux and Kabi. It's not over yet. Try to turn. Now a Kakao on a spree. Kabi isolated, and the damage from command attack is just too much. Bombs on. Not enough damage to finish the job, but they keep on chasing Flourish's dodge. But Wonder's gone down to Hansama. It's a 2 for 0.
Look, my ulti code out too.
On you.
Look, come. I got him. Right there. I get kicked in. He's in the pit.
And with the Nexus, all that stands between them and victory. They'll finish the job, taking down the rest of Splyce. Alfari without any fear, jumping forward. They turn it back around, and they take the 2-0 victory.